Hey, it's Arfan, the Grow Automate Scale, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about something, and you're going to fit in one or two of these buckets, okay? Make a little bit of assumption, but you're going to fit in one or two of these buckets. Either you're a coach who's brand new to ads and you're just like, hey, you're setting it up and you got a launch coming up or you got a freebie and you set up your ads and you got leads coming in, you're super excited because trust me, it's a lot of work to get everything going. It takes a lot of brain power, effort, energy, and overcoming some limiting beliefs and all that tossed in there, and you're super excited. And or you're, Coach B who's done all that. You've been getting the leads, and it's been a few months. And you're kind of like, leads. I'm paying for leads. Leads don't pay. I want to get some buyers already. What's going on? So, I'm here to talk to you if you are Coach B, because that is true. Leads don't pay you. Buyers do. And if you're running ads, I want to also assume that you want to get a return on your ad spend. You want to get a return on your investment. So, how do we do that? How do we now take it from I'm getting leads, I put a freebie out there, a lead magnet, or whatever I'm putting out there, to now also I'm not just getting leads, I'm getting buyers. I want to talk about this because a lot of coaches run into the mistake of building their business and starting off with a freebie lead magnet that's just getting them leads just so they can just have leads and they start emailing, and then that's really it. And that's a great place to start, but they're just relying solely on the leads. And we need to also develop a system that's gonna get you people who's gonna pay, right? So essentially what I want you to look at and what I want you to think about is that you don't have a lead magnet. What you have is a sales system. Okay? Meaning that it's a full system built out from A to Z, from the beginning to end, from the moment you attract a new person to when you actually get them as a name and email address, to when they come to get nurtured and they actually become a client. And this is built out in a few different ways depending on the type of coach you are. If you're in the more education space and you're really just educating on something, maybe teaching, you're not necessarily, maybe it's not life skills, maybe it's not life coaching or relationship coaching, maybe it's helping somebody with a career or something, and you're going more to a route where you're giving courses or things that they can consume on their own. You may be able to build your system out with a low ticket offer, right? Or an evergreen workshop is just selling your course and selling your program, because there's others out there that are looking for a certification, for example, or they need something to further their career, and you can help them achieve that. You give them that tool, or they're overcoming a problem or a challenge, and you can give it to them in a short course. And the thing is, our lead magnet is not just to get the leads and eventually we open and do a big launch to them. You can develop your lead magnet right off the bat to start generating buyers. And the way we do this is often what we call the freebie SLO. And it's a self-liquidating offer, meaning that you're getting people to sign up, but they're also paying for it. So you're not paying money for lead generation, it's kind of covering itself. And this looks like basically having that lead magnet to attract someone, but then on the thank you page, it activates a low ticket offer, something that you're selling for like $27 to like $97. Typically 27, 37 is like a sweet spot. Typically anyone who don't know you, they're just getting the free thing. 27 is kind of like a no-brainer. Like, okay, this is good enough. It's going to help me overcome a problem or achieve something or give me a tool I need to better myself. And they can go ahead and just take that, right? Because again, like I mentioned, I audit accounts and I look and I'm like, hey, I'm getting leads and I want to do better. I want to get either coaches are chasing a lower cost per lead, or they're trying to find the right audience, or trying to find this or that. And it's like, when I look at it, I'm like, hey, your ads are doing pretty good. You got a great click-through rate, your KPIs, your CPM costs, like all the cost needs, like they're where they're at. What's really broken is the back end. You have a lead magnet, fantastic, but we don't have we don't have a way to. So basically, it's like someone's fishing, and they have their rod and their reel, but as soon as they cast their line out, they have literally no way of really pulling in the fish once it's on the line. Like they can't even pull it in with their hand. The way the rod is set up is like, oh, I can hook a fish, but I can't pull it in. And we want to make sure that our funnels are designed in a way to pull it in as we hook somebody. Okay, so that's an example of one of them to do. So when we do this, what we're looking at now when we're setting up an ads, we're not trying to get people just to give us a name and email address. So that's what we talk about lead generation, and it's not the final metric. So when we talk about like cost per lead, is not the final metric, because we want to know what's our cost per purchase. We want to know like what is our customer acquisition cost, because a cheap lead is only valuable if there's a clear path for that person to become a buyer, and we want to optimize the heck out of that path, because we want to know what is my earnings per lead ultimately, like how much am I earning per lead and how much is it costing me for a lead. Because if my earnings per lead is $20 and it's costing me $10 for a lead, I'm doubling my money. Okay, and the only way to get that earnings is to have an actual sales system built in. Okay, and the thing is, I see a lot of people, they like, sometimes I look at their ad account and their lead magnet, their target audience, I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous, like your costs are so fantastic. And then I look at the back end and it's underutilized. Like the thank you page is often wasted. The thank you page, again, like I mentioned, this is where it activates like the freebie SLO. Or even if you're not doing that route, you're doing something more high ticket, you're doing a more sales calls approach, that thank you page activates that sales call. This is like a mini VSL. So this is where it can be used for having like a next step video. What do I want you to do next? I do believe that like every thank you page should have some sort of video, and it should have some sort of clear next step, whether that's a low ticket offer, a VIP upgrade, a booking call to action, something that you can give that shows buyer intent. We want to get a buyer intent signal so we know that, hey, the leads we're getting are buyers. We're not just getting freebie leads, because we don't want to get freebie leads. If 500 people sign up for a freebie and then no one takes our offer on the thank you page, first of all, we ran that too long, and that offer should have converted. I mean, for 500 people, you're talking about 25, 30, 40 people that should have purchased, right? If we're actually giving them something that they want. And this is where the optimization comes in, because if the traffic is coming in, we got to test different offers on that thank you page. And that can be a lot for someone who's brand new. If you're just figuring out your message, and like you figuring out your message has led you to develop this freebie, that is kudos to you, because already a lot of work to do that. And me telling you now that you need to also figure out different offers on your thank you page, if that one doesn't work, can also feel like a lot, because it's like, whoa, man, I just spent all this time just to even get here. Well, this is the reality of it, because yes, a lot of times I've built dozens and dozens and dozens of funnel, and I remember the first funnel and how much it took to build, and it was like my baby. And when it didn't work, it was like, it was the biggest thing. But then picking back up, and now as I've done dozens of them, and I've seen the ones that have done six figures, ones that have just flopped, and even like this part of the process is relentlessly looking at each piece and just going with that experiment mentality, knowing that I'm not getting attached to this funnel, I'm getting attached to the numbers, and if numbers aren't where I want them to be, I'm gonna do what's needed to adjust and to make things a little different. Okay, so just the reality of it, and that, that's just kind of the perspective that we do need to approach with this, is because if we want it to work, we have to be like, hey, this is a minimally viable product, and I gotta be able to adjust it, tweak it to make it really viable. iPhone 1 to iPhone 17, but the growth and development of it, same thing with your funnel too as well. It's gonna have what it needs, but in order to get it like real cranking, like a real well-oiled machine, you have to test these different things. And that thank you page offer is a big one, because that right there is the first point where you get buyer intent signals, and you have to start the funnel with having some buyer intent signals, because you're gonna optimize Facebook to generate the results for that buyer intent signal. Okay, and this is how you get quality leads that people, not just leads, but like buyer intent leads, right? Those who are going to buy are going to get a return back on your ad spend. Because again, most coaches get leads, then they send weak follow-up emails that don't continue the conversation, that fizzle out. And we want to make sure that you track the full path from your cost per lead, the landing page conversion rate, and then we move into like the email engagement, your views, your book calls. You want to pay close attention, track these, have a spreadsheet to track this, leverage AI, do whatever you need to do. There's dozens of tools available to be able to track this. A lot of platforms. If you're going to do like evergreen webinar, use an actual platform is going to give you data like every webinar or e-webinar, something like that. Because what's going to happen is that in order for you to see your show rate and close rate, it's going to be tough to track it manually. When you're doing live launches, yeah, you could track it manually, but on evergreen, like you need the software is going to give you the data. Otherwise, you're going to be flying blind, and you're not going to be able to make the right decisions. Because again, if you don't know, for example, if you're having a good show rate, you won't know if your emails have to get adjusted. If you don't know how the training views, like how many people are staying to 20%, 50%, 75, 80%, etc., you won't know where you have to re-record or optimize your training in order to get more views, etc. Okay, so I say all this in this episode because I want to bring a lot of awareness to this, and I'm going to be repeating a few things lately, just maybe from a few different ways, trying to explain the concept. We have a few different clients that have been applying this in their business a few different ways, because again, a lot of times we work with niches that are not exactly identical. Someone may be into like training animals, and that's their offer and their products and their alignments are that with digital products. Someone is into health and wellness, so we help our clients to build these out from that perspective. So if you are looking for support, if you're saying, hey, I do want to be able to get a funnel set up, get it working, I've been running ads, I've been getting leads, I'm generating leads consistently, but I'm not really seeing, I don't have the predictability just yet because it's not really clear, and you want the support to be able to get clear on what to track, on how to optimize the funnel, on how to make it give you a positive return on ad spend, and also how you can scale to be able to start generating a significant return on ad spend, a significant income from your advertising. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an offer to do a free ad audit, an account audit, and we'll audit your entire funnel. I'll sit with you and I'll be able to go through and see where some of the leaks are and give you pointers, and also give you the opportunity to possibly work with me and my team if it's the right fit. If it's not the right fit, you can take the strategy, roll with it, and go from there. So if that sounds good to you, what I like to do is just have you go to www.growautomatescale.com and just click on the link on the page there, which is going to allow you to book that free ad scaling audit. And you'll get an opportunity for me and you to sit together, and we'll take a look at what you have going on, and I'll tell you where you are now and what needs to be done or tweaked to get you where you're seeing a consistent return on your ad spend and being able to gain predictability in your advertising and your revenues coming in every month from your advertising. All right. With that being said, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, to the podcast, and share this with someone that may be helpful. With that being said, we'll catch you next time. Bye.